Man, what an emotional roller coaster this was. Dream lose 68 to 81 to the Dallas Wings. Let's talk about the game. A win versus Dallas would have put the Dream back into a playoff spot. Before this game, the Dream were half a game out of the last spot. There are 4 teams in that 6 to 9 spot, all separated by about 1 game, so these home games were really super important. However, this playoff push is going to need to be done without AD, who we learned not too long ago was announced as out for the season due to hip surgery preparation, which really does suck for the Dream. Ever since they came to Atlanta, they have been pretty much a part of the heart and soul of this team. They grew up in Atlanta, were in the first TV commercial promoting their first season in the W, ended up back here where it all began, and just being an absolute beast. AD is not replaceable. The Dream have lost their last 3 games, and during this losing streak, they've been outscored 142 to 105 in the first half, while trailing by at least 7 at halftime in each one, on average. In the second half, they've outscored teams 130 to 117, so a fast start is absolutely critical in this one. So far, it doesn't look like the fast start we needed to start the first. They're running the shot clock, but they're trying to direct traffic and talk to each other, trying to make the right play. Hayes draws first blood with a shot clock buzzer beater for 2. Ryan Howard goes for the rim early on, even though she keeps getting her ass kicked on the way. She definitely needs to keep that up, especially if it results in drawing fouls like that. A jump ball goes over the half-court line. Erica Wheeler collects it, stumbles every step of the way, constantly in danger of having it stolen. It almost gets stolen, and she just doesn't look like she'll be able to get a shot off, but she gets the 2 anyway, because F you, she's Erica Wheeler, that's why. The Dream are doing everything that they're supposed to be doing, getting that early start they've been missing, but Dallas is on top of things too, especially Arike Ogunbowale and Kayla Thornton. Fortunately, Cheyenne Parker comes through, and Naz Hillman shows why she deserves those starts that she's been getting. This really feels like a playoff game, and the first quarter isn't even over yet. The Dream and the Wings are just really laying into each other. My only real criticism during that quarter, though, is that the Wings are being left far too wide open for 3-point shots. Not to mention, Kayla Thornton makes the most obvious travel that I've seen all season long, but no call, because of course there's no call. Late in the quarter, the Wings start pulling away from the Dream, and Howard has no field goals, although she did sink 2 free throws. Again. And a third time. Like I said, she just needs to keep attacking the rim for this very reason. Among others, of course, but if she's guaranteed to get most of her free throws, I'd say it's worth it. 26 to 19 after 1, Wings lead. The Dream got off to a great start, but just couldn't sustain it. Early into the second quarter, Tiffany Hayes rolled her ankle and she had to be helped out to the locker room. All season long, she has either been too injured to play or just taking all the abuse the opponents could dish out. So here's hoping it's nothing too terribly bad and she'll be coming back soon. Coffey, Billings, and AD being out are detrimental enough, and now Tiffany Hayes is out. At least for now. The Dream are really struggling to get the ball in at this point in the game. The Wings' defense is just forcing the Dream to take all the time the shot clock allows them, and not even chip shots are going in. 3.5 minutes in, and only Naz Hillman has a field goal for the Dream. But at least Cheyenne Parker and Ryan Howard are still themselves at the free throw line. The Dream are now starting to slowly creep back into it thanks to Ari McDonald's killer offense and Erica Wheeler's outstanding offense and defense. Stealing passes from the Wings, no-look passes to Cheyenne Parker. She's really an unsung hero in this league. Ryan Howard starts showing up, finally getting those much-needed field goals. Atlanta goes on a 14-8 run since losing Hayes. But then, right after that, the turnovers are starting to rear their ugly head. It's 42-35 at the half. Dallas still leads. Arike and Thornton account for 27 of the Wings' 42 points in the first half. Ryan Howard leads the Dream with 11, with Wheeler, Tip, Cheyenne, and Ari with combined 22. Dallas is sinking 50% of their floor shots, Atlanta only 38%. However, Atlanta is 9-10 on free throws, and Dallas is 3 for 5. Alicia Gray has 5 assists and 0 turnovers. Erica Wheeler has 4 assists and 1 turnover. Now, if the Dream can exercise a little bit of control and stop turning over the damn ball, maybe there's a chance here. Naz Hillman starts the third quarter with 2 free throws, bringing the Dream to 11-12 on free throws, and after a series of turnovers from both teams with no scoring, a huge key three-pointer by Ryan Howard, and then she scores another one to give the Dream a 1-point lead. Dallas calls a timeout right after. Another milestone during all that insanity, Cheyenne Parker recorded her 1,000th career rebound, and she makes a key play to force the Wings to turn the ball over under their own rim. Ryan Howard knocks 2 more free throws. She's still perfect. Dallas regains the lead, and 5 points separate them. Atlanta's defense is struggling. Dallas is scoring in the paint way too easily. but Ryan Howard atones for it with yet another 3. She or somebody else needs to start stepping up to be the hero, because Dallas is really starting to run away with it, just outworking the Dream in every way possible. They lead 62-54 after 3. A few minutes into the fourth quarter, Arike Ogunbowale makes a long-range, damn near half-court shot attempt. Of course it doesn't go in, but Ari McDonald tried to make a jump block, didn't really make a whole lot of contact, but didn't really give Arike much space to land either. She landed awkwardly to avoid her and came down really bad on her own ankle. She was fine, she could walk just fine, but Ari McDonald did get a flagrant foul out of it. Ogunbowale went back to the bench, but she did make sure to sink one of her 2 free throws after that. The Dream just completely shut down in the fourth quarter. Either that or the Wings just got hot. Don't know, doesn't really matter. Turnovers, fouls, mostly turnovers just really screwed the Dream. Dallas scored on almost all of them. Atlanta scored only 4 points in the first 5 minutes of the final quarter. 81-68, the final score. Atlanta falls to 1.5 games behind the Wings and the Mercury, along with 1 game behind the 8th place LA Sparks for the final playoff spot. The Lynx and the Liberty move up to within 1 game of the Dream. Not to end this on a negative note, Ryan Howard played her 8th game with at least 20 points this season. All of the rookies have combined for only 6 games with that stat. And individually, the Dream did absolutely fantastic. Howard, Wheeler, McDonald, the individual work was great, but Dallas just stopped them more and more as the game went on. The Dream started so well, they just didn't finish well. And a lot of that probably could be attributed to losing Hayes, but this team has shown serious depth before. We know how good their bench can be, but those turnovers, always with those damn turnovers. The Dream are not eliminated from playoff contention just yet. They still have a chance to stop this losing streak from getting any worse when they host the only team that is eliminated from the playoffs, the 5-win Indiana Fever, on Wednesday. I'll see you then.